And there are agencies of the government that I'm sure if they are allowed to operate in the manner that it was intended, believe you me, this issue of revenue sharing and things like that, which is what we're talking about, may not even occur, because like Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Allocation Commission is an agency of government, independent. In fact, it's even higher than the presidency, because they determine what the president earns and what everybody earns, even National Assembly and things like that. That commission, if it is properly put together, if it's functioning the way it should function, maybe these issues may not come up as they are coming up today. So it's lack of good governance. That's why we're talking about restructuring. I'm not saying we shouldn't restructure. Mark what I said.
Yes.
That we have already embedded in this system,
a means of doing the restructuring
without really you making noise like restructure. Restructuring can go on, believe you me.
Side by side with continued existence of the country.
Existence of the country. And the man from the South or Southeast or Southwest or North or something like that we will feel that, yes, I'm part and parcel of what is happening and I'm being given my fair share. So what is happening is because good governance is not there. You brought a government that was for a ragtag put together, assembly of people that they're trying to do now to chase out this one, so that now we find ourselves more in bigger problems. More, believe you me, the problem are going to go into, if you allow PDP to come back, believe you me, it's going to be bigger than what we're having today. Because you know what they'll do? They'll spend the whole time trying to settle scores with Buhari that, he jailed our people, he took them to court, he did this, he did that, and Nigerians will suffer. So we're telling Nigerians, don't vote for APC again and don't vote for PDP. For why am I saying so? But believe me, APC has nothing more to offer. That is why they are disintegrating. That's why people that came together how many years ago will now be at each other's throat. This one, that's what has a reform, and so on. Yes, reform this, reform that. So that tells you that they have nothing to offer to this country. And the truth of the matter is that the time has come for us to really say no to all these things that is happening over and over again. We should now let new people come to do it. And it can be done. Believe you me, Nigerians can do it.
Is Alhaji Buba Galadima your friend?
Yeah, he's my friend, of course.
Because because the news in some quarters is that actually you are one of those who instigated him to lead the members of the RAPC out of the APC, and that they are headed to your party.
Well, let's see how it plays out. The fact of the matter is this, that's why I told you.
Did you encourage him to lead the APC?
Well, we didn't have to encourage anybody to do anything. The situation is so apparent that something new must happen in this country. Nigerians have been calling for third force. Action Democratic Party, believe you me, is the third force. It is the third force. And all these things happening, there's just a lot of motion, but no movement. And then
why do you say that? You say it's a lot of motion. There's no movement. Yes. Why do you say that?
Because was it not PDP before? Now they moved to APC and they are back to the same PDP. So where they haven't moved an inch from what has failed this country. Nothing has happened yet. The time something will happen is when ADP put together a coalition, which we are putting together, comes out. Believe me, that's why you begin to see something that Nigerians themselves say, no, this is the future of this country.
There are 60. We're currently having 68
60 political parties, yes.
The INEC chairman says there are, I think, about 24 or thereabouts
applications
which have reached the stage where they are just waiting for registration.
Yes.
And there are still almost 100 others who are in process.
Yeah.
Doesn't it scare you that this could fragment the focus, especially for parties like yours who are looking for a new order?
Yes.
If you have almost 200 political parties, again, in the mind of the electorate, they are saying, how do you differentiate all these people?
Yes.
What do you make of that?
No, what I make of that is because the system has failed, like I said. You see, the people that have been entrusted with the mandate or the trust to run the affairs of this country have failed. And this is why people are thinking, everybody is thinking that, okay, well, maybe this will help us, let's do this. That's why people are coming together and say, well, let's form our own political party. But the solution is this. What I know definitely will happen is that it's not that you're going to have all the 60 political parties coming out to contest elections in 2019. No. Definitely, this coalition will come, like what is happening today. And that coalition, I can I should tell you that you may end up with 3 major parties that will go into 2019 elections. 3 or 4, not more.
That is, all this number of parties would collapse into one or the other of all these others.
Exactly. And don't mind what is happening in PDP today or APC today. Believe you me, the real thing has not happened yet. Believe me, the real thing is still yet to happen. Because you know that it's the same thing that is happening. The same people that have failed the country, that have been rejected, that have nothing to offer, to the people of this country, and Nigerians, believe you me, they are now sensitized. They now know that they have power in their hands, which is this PVC. But like I said, they must say no to what happened in Ekiti. We must, all of us, come together and say no, because it is not because it's PDP or APC. It is because what happened was wrong, was a fraud, against the people of Ekiti, and by extension the people of this country, and it portends danger for 2019. That's why we must today, not tomorrow, begin to tell Nigerians, tell the government that no, we are not going to take this. Because if you allow them to get away with this, forget about 2019. Believe me.
Let me take you in a completely different direction, but we are talking about elections.
Yes.
Only recently, now he's moved from acclaimed to presumed to declared winner of June 12, 1993 elections, has now been formally recognized by the government. He's been honored and so on. You were one of the major players during that period. Of course, you were in the NRC at the time. Yeah. So you're quite familiar with what I'm talking about. Yeah. What do you make of the development, considering that it came 25 years after the original events? And there were those who said, well, yes, it was a strictly political move by the government to gain sympathy. There were others who said, well, whether it's a political move or it's not a political move, the fact that it was done, why didn't others take advantage of it as a political move when they were in power? And then, of course, there were others who also then read what you described earlier as the 3 indices of governance in Nigeria into it. Some put religious motives, others put political, as I explained, motives, and then there was the North and South. Of course, it wasn't the only one. Gani Fawehinmi was also honored. Babagana Kingibe was also honored. And we understand that there will be even more people to be honored further down the line. What do you make of the development?
You see, my only problem with the honor given to the late Abiola, Moshood Abiola, is the fact that it's coming at the wrong time. There's no altruistic aura around it, in the sense that, one, somebody who is now in government, very strong backroom, player in this government, that is Ambassador Babagana Kingibe, who is the beneficiary of this. Of course, I think it suspects the fact that he's there and is also named as one of the beneficiaries of that honor. And number 2, coming at the time when the warlords, I call them warlords, because that's what they have turned themselves to be, in politics.